나 이제 은퇴했으니까 그냥 말할게. 다음 스테이지 4 투투투 9점 확정입니다.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was the retired Seoul Dynasty player Fissure leaking that 222 is indeed coming to stage 4, and it is confirmed. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. I am Stylosa. All right, so the translation of what Fissure just said. This is from Sepri Ralblo on Twitter, on Reddit. Sorry, there is a link to this in the video description below. I've butchered your name. I apologize. I can't read. I'm an idiot. What I was going to say. Anyway, the translation of what Fissure just said is this: I'm retired now, so I'll just say it. Next stage 4 222 lock is confirmed. There you go. Then we got like a partial confirmation from Miro, who is, well, actually still an active Overwatch League player in the sense of it, or at least he's still with Seoul Dynasty. And then he kind of went back on his words and all of that good stuff. But the thing with Fissure is he's gone. His contract is terminated. So we don't really have any reason to just like not believe what he's saying. And because of all the other leaks as well, saying that this is coming for stage 4 of Overwatch League, we've pretty much got this confirmed now by an ex-pro player. And by the way, the fact that Fissure retired yesterday is incredible to me. He was one of the most exciting players in the league to play, one of the most fun tank players to play. I had the pleasure of meeting Fissure back in the early days of London Spitfire, because he used to be on the roster. Then of course he moved to LA Gladiators, and then we had the whole thing where Spitfire couldn't beat Gladiator and Fissure always beat Spitfire. It was quite annoying, I'm not gonna lie. And then he made the sort of ultimate move for him, which was to represent Seoul Dynasty for season 2, and then never got played. And it's like, okay, great, this is kind of sad. And now he's left. Now I don't know why he's left, but I know Fissure is a very emotionally charged player. He wears his heart on his sleeve, so he probably just left because he wasn't getting games, to be fair. And this is sort of a very Fish thing to do, to just suddenly go, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna leak, I don't care now, I'm just gonna drop it on you. So the big thing is, guys, this is 222 coming now. It's gonna hit Overwatch League. What the hell does this mean for Overwatch League? We'll get onto if this is gonna come into competitive in a moment, but let's just stay on Overwatch League. How is this fair to the teams that have played all season in a very strict meta, which has been dominated by GOATs? Admittedly, right now, the meta is slightly changing. It's not just GOATs, GOATs, GOATs all the time, but for the majority of this season, it has been GOATs. You have had two teams, undisputedly the best teams in the entire world at these comps. You've got San Francisco Shock, and then you've got the Vancouver Titans, and then close to them, you've got NYXL, to be honest. Those are the three teams, but San Fran and Titans are by far the best teams in the league at GOATs, like hands down. I mean, the most exciting game I've seen all season was the Spitfire NYXL game. Now, yeah, sure, I'm a Spitfire fan, but that game had a lot of varied comps. There was a lot of DPS on the field. There was a lot of like stuff we just generally didn't see, because when it's GOATs, it's a bit boring, I'm not gonna lie. Now, the thing is, right, they come in and change the meta. You've got a team, or two teams, which have been very dominant all year. All of a sudden, you're going, right, we're changing the rules at the critical end of the season, where, you know, this meta you guys have been practicing on, well, it's totally different now. So, all these other teams can go wild. I reckon we're going to see Titans probably fall off a bit, Shock fall off a bit, although Shock do have some good players. And to be fair, Titans have got good players as well. I think Striker, it's going to be interesting to see him play Tracer. I think he's with San Fran at the moment. But anyway, teams like Spitfire are going to start to become more deadly. Teams like Spark are going to get more deadly. Charge are going to get more deadly, and it's going to be a complete upheaval. But it's at the end of the season. This is the crazy thing to me, because we might end up in a situation like we had last year, where the meta changed, and yes, NYXL were incredibly good for the entire season, and then they were screwed over at the end. Now, okay, you can blame the meta, or all right, you can blame, I don't know, they just sort of, maybe they burnt out, whatever, but the meta did change, and it became very favorable to Spitfire, and Spitfire just absolutely dominated the playoffs and then just won the league. To me, it's always going to be weird, this concept is, because I'm English, so I'm used to the English Premier League and all of our leagues in England, and even the European leagues like the Champions League and whatnot. They're all based on performance. Well, I guess the Champions League not so much. That's a poor example, because it does go into a knockout phase. But the standard leagues in all of the European countries, it's like if you win the most games over a season, well, then you win, and that's it. So to me, NYXL were the winners last year, although London won in the end of season knockout competition, but then became the champions. That is always going to be weird to me. I'm never going to be able to get my head around it. However, if that was the case, right, it wouldn't matter that we got these meta changes, because NYXL and well, not NYXL now, but Titans and Shock would be so far ahead of everybody else. It would just be like good night Vienna, like they've won the league, whatever, off we go. Now I understand the playoff system and why it is honestly more exciting to watch. I mean, let's be real, it is better and more exciting to watch than like, oh look, Man City have won the English Premier League 3 weeks before it's ended. Although, admittedly, that didn't happen this year. It went right to the wire. But then it gets really super interesting when that happens. Anyway, whatever. I can argue about this all day long. The fact is, the meta is changing, guys. And it means that the two teams that were massively good and really strong are now going to be heavily handicapped because the meta's changed. And is that fair to do it at the end of the season? Why not do it when the season finishes? Well, instead of the start of stage 4, which seems crazy. Or why not do it earlier? Like, what's the delay about? You know, I spoke to Jeff like months ago now about 222, and he was really all for it and whatever. Why not do it then? Or even do it earlier? I don't know. Why not do it at the start of the season if you were going to do it? All right, okay. So there's a bunch of pros out there, and I was going to include some of their comments in this video, but I'm just going to kind of gloss over what they kind of say. But, and I won't name any names, but essentially the sentiment from the pros is they, like, right now the meta is changing a little bit and they are starting to work out new ways of playing the game. Obviously, it's still really flexible because you're not locked into 222. So they're saying, is it really the time for 222? Do they mind that 222 comes in? Not as much, but they think that the meta is changing at the moment. So it might go away from GOAT. So, you know, it's kind of all up in the air. They're not really sure. Pros will say, yeah, 222 is okay. Some pros will say, well, let's hold back on it, and some will say, well, no, let's not do it. It's going to be the same. It'll be the same for us players when we talk about should this come to competitive ladder, which is what we're going to talk about now. And I believe it should. And the reason why I believe it should is because I am sick of this game making me not want to play the game. And it does that by screwing me over in Hero Select. And it does this to all of you guys as well. I had 3 games yesterday. Okay, they were all defeats. So maybe you can say, well, Sty, you're coming from a position of being tilted. You lost 3 games, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I lost 3 games because we never had a tank in any of the games. In any of the games did we have a viable tank. I had to play tank, right, when I wanted to play McCree. And then we had 1 support. And the support was bloody Lucio in the first game. And I'm like, okay, so what do you say to your team at that point? You've got a bunch of DPS. You've got me on Orisa. We're on Ilios. And I'm like, guys, Lucio, can you change? But Lucio's not going to change because why should he change? You see what I'm saying? And it's a mess. And it's like, what the hell? And these are not like, this isn't like, you know, like a lot of people often say, oh, this only happens around Platinum and whatever. No, this is a 3.7k rated game this happened in. So it happens everywhere. And then it made me not want to play the game. I'm like, what the hell? So I came off, and you know what I did? Well, I played They Are Billions. That's what I did, if you want to be real. But it's like, what? The game should not do that. So they have to give us structure to play in competitive. Now, it isn't confirmed this is coming to competitive. What is confirmed is it's going into stage 4 of Overwatch League. And like I said in the previous video on the channel, there is no way they bring this to Overwatch League and then go, oh, by the way, it's not actually on the live game, because they are all about parity between the live product and the Overwatch League product, because we're supposed to be aspiring to be the best superheroes, whatever, all get to Overwatch League, which is all a load of crap, because there's no way me and you are going to get to Overwatch League, right? But we should be able to see that's the way they play the game, and maybe we can play like that or try and copy them in our games. It's the same in any kind of sport, in football or soccer. I'm always going to call it football because I'm English, ladies and gentlemen, but in soccer ball, right, you see the way the pros play, and then you emulate that down the local park, right, or down the local leisure centre, down the local whatever, because it's the same game. The rules are the same, so there has to be the same if they want this sort of traditional sport thing going on with Overwatch League. Anyway, what do you guys think? And I want honest answers to this. I have told you categorically right now in this video, I want 222, right? It doesn't have to be 222, but it looks like it's probably going to be. But I want some sort of role selection structure, which means a forced meta by the game devs, which means I do not waste my time wanting to play a hero I cannot play, or wanting to play a hero then having to play something else, or trying to work around crybabies and competitive. Because I'm going to be real, there's a lot of things out there we can do with our time, and it's very evident when you look at the whole Overwatch ecosystem as a whole. Players come back and they check out things like new skins, they check out like a new hero teaser or whatever. That's it though. They don't play the game, and that is wrong, right? That is absolutely, I mean, I'm getting quite passionate here now, ladies and gentlemen, but that is totally wrong. You have to play the game, right? It's no good coming out and saying like, oh well, people, it's okay, you log in. I mean, okay, let's take a standard player. All right, they log in every new event and maybe play one game, check the new skins, and then wait another 2 months or 3 months for an event to come around. That is not good enough. These players should be wanting to play the game, because the kicker for Overwatch, and this is what really, really, really makes me sad about the state of the game right now, is it has got something very special. You play the game and you get these moments of absolute brilliance, these moments of, I can't believe what's just happened, these moments of awesome teamwork, where you pop up, like, it's just beautiful, right? But then it is so heavily outweighed by all of the negativity, by all of the issues with building a team, with all of the issues of toxic players, all the issues of just everybody else being an arsewipe because the game lets them do it. It's like, come on, guys, what the hell? So, could this save Overwatch, right? It's hyperbole, right? It's like, okay, save the game, whatever. I honestly think this could, right? I think it's probably going to be rough to begin with, because people are going to say, what the hell, I want to do some crazy comp, but I can't, because now I have to play in this 2-2-2. But maybe, just maybe, in a few weeks' time, when it all settles in, of course, well, I say in a few weeks' time, whenever Stage 4 begins, so, well, I guess that is in a few weeks' time. After that, a few weeks after that, it's all settled down. What then? Will it be better for the game? Yes, I have no doubt in my mind it will be better for the game, because it's exactly what happened with hero limits, yeah? When you could just pick whatever hero you wanted in any number, okay, it was true flexibility. It was like, oh, I'm going to play McCree. It doesn't matter if we've got 4 of the McCree players, because we can all play McCree. Well, that ain't a team, right? That is terrible. And Overwatch really shines when you've got tanks, when you've got supports, when you've got DPS, all working together in concert, and it's beautiful. Guys, all right, I'm going mad, right? Let me know what you think about this comment video, whatever, in the comments below. I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @Stylosa. It's also @Stylosa on Instagram. And I will catch you jazzy lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.